Welcome to Rise and Learn English. Today, I want to share a story with you. It is a personal story. It is my story. It is about how I went from being a student who failed my English exams to a speaker who can communicate with the world. And the most important part of this story is where it happened. It didn't happen in a classroom in London. It didn't happen in a university in New York. It happened in my small bedroom, in my home country, with nothing but a determination to change. I want to share this because I know many of you feel stuck. You think, I can't learn English because I don't have money for a private teacher, or I can't learn because I don't live in America. I am here to tell you that those are just excuses. The best classroom in the world is your own home. Let me tell you how I did it, step by step, so you can do it too. 5 years ago, I was terrible at English. I remember sitting in class sweating. The teacher asked me a simple question. "What did you do yesterday?" My mind went blank. I knew the words yesterday and do, but I couldn't put them together. I stuttered. The whole class looked at me. I felt so small. I felt like I was broken. I went home that day and threw my textbook on the floor. I thought, I give up. I am just not smart enough. But deep down, I had a dream. I wanted to travel. I wanted to understand movies without reading the subtitles. I wanted to be free. So, I decided to try one more time. But this time, I decided to ignore the school rules. I decided to learn my own way. I created a home immersion plan. Step 1 was the environment cleanse. I looked around my room. Everything was in my native language. The books, the posters, the settings on my computer. I realized that my brain was comfortable. To learn, I needed to make my brain uncomfortable. I changed my phone language to English. It was frustrating at first. I couldn't find the calculator, but my brain was forced to learn the words settings, display, and notification. Then I put sticky notes everywhere. On the mirror, I wrote, "You are fluent." On the fridge, I wrote, "Feed your body, feed your mind." I turned my safe home into an English zone. Every time I woke up, the first thing I saw was English. This was crucial. I wasn't studying English for 1 hour a day. I was living in it. Step 2 was the silent phase. I stopped trying to speak. In school, they forced us to speak before we were ready. It was like forcing a baby to run. I decided to just listen. I found podcasts about topics I loved. I didn't listen to English lessons. I listened to stories about history, about science, about true crime. I listened while I washed the dishes. I listened while I folded my clothes. I listened while I lay in bed in the dark. At first it was just noise, fast, confusing noise. But I didn't panic. I just let it wash over me. After 3 months, something clicked. The noise became music. I started to hear separate words. I started to predict what they would say next. My brain was absorbing the rhythm of the language naturally, without a single grammar book. Step 3 was the mirror method. Once I could understand, I wanted to speak. But I was still shy. I didn't want to pay a tutor to watch me make mistakes. So I found the best conversation partner in the world. Myself. Every morning after I brushed my teeth, I looked in the mirror and gave a speech. I talked about my plans for the day. First, I am going to make coffee. Then, I need to check my email. It sounds crazy, talking to yourself in the mirror, but it worked. I watched my mouth move. I practiced the difficult sounds, like the TH sound, over and over again until my tongue hurt. Think, this, that, those. Because I was alone, I wasn't afraid. If I made a mistake, I laughed. I was my own teacher and my own student. I built confidence in that bathroom. I realized that speaking is just a physical action. It is muscle memory. And the mirror was my gym. Step 4 was shadowing the masters. I realized that my accent was still strong. I sounded very robotic. I wanted to sound natural. So I started copying native speakers. I went to YouTube and found interviews with my favorite actors. I would play one sentence, pause it, and try to say it exactly like them. Not just the words, but the feeling. If they laughed, I laughed. If they whispered, I whispered. I stopped reading words and started copying sounds. I realized that English has a melody. It goes up and down. By copying the masters, I learned the song of English. Step 5 was thinking in English. This was the hardest step. I realized I was still translating in my head. I would see a table, think the word in my language, and then translate it to table. This made me slow. I challenged myself to eliminate the middle step. I played a game called fast naming. I would look around my room and name things as fast as I could in English. Lamp, bed, door, shoe, window. No time to translate, just pure reaction. Then I moved to sentences. I am hungry. It is cold. I am tired. I narrated my life in my head. Eventually, the English voice became my default voice. The result. 6 months later, I met a tourist in my city. He was lost. He asked me for directions. Before I could panic, my mouth opened and said, "Go straight, turn left at the bank, and it's on your right." I stopped. I was shocked. I didn't think about the grammar. I didn't translate. I just spoke. The tourist smiled and said, "Thank you, your English is excellent." I walked home that day with tears in my eyes. I realized that I had done it. I had broken the barrier, and I did it without a plane ticket. I did it without a fancy school. I did it with a mirror, a podcast, and a decision. My story is not unique. You can write this same story for yourself. You have the tools. You have the internet. You have a mirror. The only thing missing is the belief that you can do it. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for a teacher to save you. Save yourself. Start today. Cleanse your environment. Listen until it becomes music. Talk to the mirror. And one day soon, you will speak, and you will surprise yourself. You will realize that the power was in you the whole time.